In the headlines, federal government sets up committee to review no work, no pay decision. Gunmen kill Islamic cleric in Ebonyi as Murik calls for justice. Tribunal orders Consumer Protection Council to probe multi-choice tariff hike. Away from Nigeria, International Atomic Energy Agency calls for security zone at Ukraine nuclear power plant. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for joining. And now the details. Federal government on Tuesday said it could only afford a 23.5% salary increase for all categories of workforce in federal universities except for professorial cadre, which will enjoy a 35% upward review. This is just as President Muhammadu Buhari warned the government team involved in the negotiation with the striking academic staff union of universities against signing any agreement which the government will not be able to implement. The Minister of Education, Adamu Adamu, spoke in Abuja during a meeting with the pro-chancellors and vice-chancellors of federal universities on decisions reached by the government to end the ongoing ASU strike. Adamu said that after a series of meetings with Buhari and relevant government ministries and agencies, the draft agreements by Nimi Briggs' renegotiation team was critically reviewed and the proposed salary increment was considered unrealistic and out of tune with current realities of the national economy. The federal government also set up a 14 tactical committee to review its no work, no pay stance of ASU. The committee, expected to come up with its findings in no distant time, is also to look into issues of increase in the salaries of the university lecturers and come up with workable solutions. A renowned Islamic cleric in the southeast, Sheikh Ibrahim Iyoji, was shot dead on Sunday at his residence in Isu, Onitsha local government area of Ebonyi State, by gunmen suspected to be members of the outlawed indigenous people of Biafra. He died Monday night at the Federal Teaching Hospital, Abakaliki, where he was taken for medical treatment. The Muslim rights concern Murik, while condoling with the Ebonyi State Muslims, charged the authorities to arrest and prosecute the killers. Murik, in a statement signed by the chairman of the Abuja branch, Salahuddin Ustaz Yunus, urged the government to unravel the circumstances surrounding the attack. When contacted, the police public relations officer in Ebonyi, SP Chris Anyanwu, said that the command was not aware of the incident. The suit filed at the Upper Sharia Court by the Zamfara state government against the dethroned Emir of Dansado Emirate in Maru local government area over alleged complicity in bandit activities in the troubled area has again suffered setback. We'll take details of that report later in our subsequent bulletin. Now, the National Orientation Agency, NOA, has organized a 3-day training course that seeks to empower national fact-checkers to manage information. The agency said this has become necessary, especially with the 2023 elections and national census approach. Noel Samson has more.
Wars have been caused, nations destroyed, lives lost, all because of fake news. With a growing fear of insecurity, the delicate state of the nation, and the much anticipated 2020 general elections, it is paramount to filter news. Thus, the reason for the 3-day workshop organized by NOA. The agency said it is necessary to train the military, paramilitary, and other agencies, private and public sectors, to be able to manage information coming in.
The National Orientation Agency's strategic plan, 5-year strategic plan 2022 to 2027. Aware of the very difficult operating environment, the ever-changing social environment, the impact of information and the communication technology on our national lives. Decided as part of that part of that strategic plan to train 37,000 fact checkers across the country.
The security agencies also alerted the dangers associated with fake news, hence stressing the importance of filtering and managing information before getting out to the public.
The considerable damage news distortion poses to public peace and security. Nigeria is not exempted from the dangers of fake news, and we are aware that over time, fake news had disrupted public order and peace, and also has led to ethno-religious crisis.
The media that is saddled with the responsibility of informing the public has a major role in ensuring the fake news is not promoted.
That is why the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, is committed to arresting the menace by encouraging broadcasters to provide a detailed and intelligent daily account of local, national, and international events in the truthful and accurate manner without distortions.
It is therefore the responsibility of all and sundry to ensure that before promoting and spreading news, fact check to ensure credibility, as fake news has definitely done harm and will continue to do more if the situation is not tackled properly. Noah Substitute, Trust TV, Abuja.
Now, some Boko Haram fighters who were escaping the military bombardment in Borno State have been attacked by their Islamic State of West Africa province rivals. The military has increased its raid against insurgents on the fringes of Lake Chad. Daily Trust had earlier reported how over 200 Boko Haram fighters and their commanders were killed in a military onslaught, and how floods sacked some insurgents, forcing them to relocate to east of Konduga local government area of Borno State. Some of the escapees had sought refuge in Sina village, Bama local government area of the state, but they were attacked, according to sources. Corroborating the account, a counterinsurgency expert and security analyst in Lake Chad said that the military attacks forced hundreds of terrorists and their families to desert their camps to seek safe havens in other locations. The source told Daily Trust that on sighting the Boko Haram terrorists led by two commanders, ISWAP fighters started shooting at them. Now, a Competition and Consumer Protection Tribunal sitting in Abuja has dismissed a suit challenging the price increase by MultiChoice Nigeria Limited, owners of satellite television services DSTV and GoTV. Delivering judgment on Tuesday, a three-member panel of the tribunal dismissed the suit for lacking merit. The report.
The claimant, Festus Onifade, a legal practitioner, had sued the company on behalf of himself and the Coalition of Nigerian Consumers. While MultiChoice Nigeria Limited is the first defendant, the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission (FCCPC) is the second respondent. Onifade, while arguing his case, said he resorted to the tribunal due to the refusal of the FCCPC to hear and determine two of his complaints bordering on tariff increase in May and June 2020. After the court judgment, he expressed dissatisfaction as most of his peers were not upheld.
Our claims was not upheld, so that's the summary. Next line of action is that we'll look at the judgment, we'll study it, we'll look at any possible areas if we can appeal. So we'll thoroughly study the judgment. As you know, this area, particularly the tribunal itself, is novel, is new. I think, in a way, we are one of the first persons that have approached the tribunal on these issues. And in a way, they were overwhelmed at some point, but at least we're able to pass through those stages. And so we look at all these things. It's quite new. Again, you know, the law, again, we are coming under.
While counsel to MultiChoice declined a video interview, the tribunal ordered the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission (FCCPC) to review the activities of MultiChoice and report back in 6 months.
The parties filed their processes, sought reliefs, and the court, in their wisdom, had reached its decision and determination of those issues and the reliefs. We wouldn't want to say otherwise, and that is the best decision or judgment of the tribunal, and that is the best of it. The Commission will do everything within its power and mandate to protect Nigerian consumers. Know that.
Ruling on some preliminary objections while delivering a ruling in the case on Tuesday, a three-member panel of tribunal chaired by Thomas Okosun ordered MultiChoice's managing director to appear before it on 8th of September 2022 with an audited financial report of pay television for appropriate sanctions to be determined. Martia Umar, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Nigeria's housing deficit continues to rise annually, while many cities across the country, particularly Abuja, flaunt empty, unaffordable houses. In this report, Kabir Lawal takes a look at the level of accessibility of housing in the Federal Capital Territory.
Builders and other players in the built environment in Nigeria said the country's housing deficit has been increasing every year due to the country's rising population. Amid the increase in housing deficit, they noted that many Nigerian cities had numerous empty buildings, though most of these buildings were located in highbrow areas. Some Abuja residents narrate their ordeal on their experience on the issue and call on the government to review the housing policy, especially in the Federal Capital Territory.
There is no political will. Number two, there is no house policy. There is no housing policy. Number three, they have turned it into business, and wish they are always looking at it. Okay, look at example now. Look at all the estates you see around. 80% are empty because of the money, because of the income. And you know most of the masses, they are struggling to live. Okay, at the end of the day, those estate, only money alone you are paying for the maintenance and all those subcharge. Some of them is about 300 to 400 every. I'm not talking about the rent room, the subcharge. And with that subcharge, is able to some people to go and take.
While some people have different views on the issue, saying since Abuja is the power city of Nigeria, it will be difficult for poor man to reside.
Just like you mentioned, Federal Capital Territory, it's just like it's no longer affordable for a normal person, a common person. You see the way demolition comes now and then you know there's nothing like check and balances. You know, anybody that is able to build a particular house or something will just target anything they want, and nobody is checking that.
I'm talking of based on my own experience. The small village where would they stay, where they call that keep you inside the Jabi here. The village itself is self-contained, bros. No be everybody feel pay. A self-contained for that keep is like some are paying 200, some are paying 200 plus, some are paying 180.
According to statistics, a non-political, transitional, and intergovernmental organization, International Human Rights Commission, had decreed the growing number of homeless people in Nigeria and put the country's housing deficit currently at 28 million. Kabir Lawal, Trust TV News, Abuja.
You're watching the news update on Trust Television. Coming up shortly, we'll take a look at commercial motorcycle riders lament rising costs of living. Details of this and more after the break.
Which kind of wire you gonna need to light up your light? Oh man, the quality wire. Now which kind of cable you gonna need to light up your house? Oh man, the quality cable. Coleman quality. Coleman wire. Coleman durable. Coleman cable. Coleman tank. Coleman cable for any kind of project. Come and be the come and see, come and see. Come and be the Coleman won't light up your light. Come and be the come and see. Come and be the C-O-L-E-M-A-N. Quality, quality. Durable. Now come and be the Baba.
Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Welcome back. You're watching the news update on Trust Television. Here's a reminder of our top stories. Federal government sets up committee to review no work, no pay decision. Gunmen kill Islamic cleric in Ebonyi as Murik calls for justice. Elsewhere, Nigerian Medical Association has raised concerns about the recently proposed bill on the establishment of Traditional Complementary and Alternative Medicine Regulatory Board in Nigeria. The association queried Federal Ministry of Health for coming up with a bill which it claimed had some components that would conflict with the statutory functions of the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria. The association's concerns were contained in a communique jointly signed by Dr. Uche Ojima and Dr. Jide Onyekwelu, NMA President and Secretary General, issued at the end of its National Executive Council meeting in Gombe State. The association suggested that the bill be withdrawn for further inputs and amendments. Now, commercial motorcycle riders in Bajoga town, one of the largest commercial hubs in Gombe State, say that the current economic situation across the country is taking a toll on their business. Speaking to Trust TV, one of the riders said that he used to generate 5,000 naira daily, but now the narrative has changed. Ibrahim Ismail has more.
Muhammad Umar is a breadwinner to his 11-member family. The Okada rider said 3 years back he earned up to 6,000 naira daily, but things have changed in the commercial city of Bajoga. To be honest, the commercial activities in the past are better than that of these days. Even though I don't know the reason for the decline, commercial transport services also reduced. Routine services from here to Ashaka has declined. Uber also pointed out that the dwindling income for commercial riders in Bajoga may not be unconnected to decline in economic activities during the rainy season in the city. Other riders also speak on the impact of the current economic situation on their operation. The work used to be very lucrative, but now the activities have declined. It is because of the rainy season, but we thank Allah. Things were better in previous years. We used to make 4,000, 5,000, some make 3,000 naira. You will lack what to feed your family. This is how the work is. Maybe it is because of the rainy season. Bajoga, headquarters of Funakai local government area, is the second largest commercial city in northern part of Gombe State, after the state capital, Gombe. Commercial Okada riders also battle fuel price hike, sold between 198 naira and 220 naira per litre. This comes as the National Bureau of Statistics (NBS) said the country's inflation rate in July was 19.64%, the highest rate since September 2005, making life difficult to many Nigerians. Ibrahim Ismail reporting for Trust TV.
Now, the Federal Road Safety Corps has called on the road users to avoid night travels as a way of reducing accidents or crashes that led to loss of lives and control. The Corps Public Education Officer of the Federal Road Safety Corps, BC Kazim, gave the advisory following reports of rising number of victims of road accidents as travelers move from one part of the country to the other at night. Kazim, who further stressed that crashes at night were more fatal than others in the day, appealed to drivers and passengers to embark on journeys that will be completed before nightfall. He assured that the Corps will continue to double its effort by constantly engaging the motoring public nationwide through aggressive awareness and sensitization campaigns until the desired result is achieved.
Plan your journeys. If it's going to end in the night, please do not embark on such journeys. Driving situation differs. The way you drive in the night is quite different from the way you drive in the day, and that is why some people in the night will still be going on 100 kilometers per hour, saying that is the specified speed limit. Meanwhile, when you are driving in the night, it says you using your common sense speed. It's no longer 100 kilometers per hour. So that is why we are saying that though we do not have the constitutional powers or the laws does not say we can ban night journeys, but we are advising people that it's not always safe.
Nigeria and Poland have signed a memorandum of understanding on agriculture and aim to enlarge economic cooperation in the energy and manufacturing sectors. Representatives of both countries put a pen to paper on Tuesday at the State House in Abuja in the presence of visiting President of Poland, Andrzej Duda, and President Muhammadu Buhari.
It's the first state visit of a Polish leader to Nigeria since the establishment of diplomatic relations between both countries in 1961. Nigeria and Poland have enjoyed excellent bilateral relations in the last 60 years. It is a relationship built up at the people-to-people level by the presence of many Nigerians at Polish higher institutions of learning, as well as the input of Polish engineers and scientists in the building of infrastructure in Nigeria. But Nigeria wants more and is aiming for new mechanisms for cooperation, including regular strategic dialogues and political consultations to cover not only bilateral relations, but also to address regional and international issues.
As regards trade relations, we would like to see an increase in the level of trade, as it remains relatively low in spite of the long period of relations between our two countries. I wish to express the readiness of Nigeria to enlarge the fields of economic cooperation with Poland, including the fields of energy, agriculture, and manufacturing.
The Polish president is not averse to stronger cooperation with Nigeria, which is why it is the only African country Poland has signed an agreement of strategic dialogue with, which includes, of course, the MOU on agriculture cooperation. Aside from food security, which is high on the priorities of both countries, the multiplier effect of the Russia-Ukraine war may just be a driving force behind this visit. What with the emphasis on energy security and the delivery of liquefied natural gas to Poland from Nigeria, as well as shipments of crude oil. From State House, Abuja, Kehinde Amudu, Trust TV News.
Now, the Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation, NDIC, was formally presented with an award and the report of the self-assessment tool by the Bureau of Public Service Reforms on Tuesday in Abuja. Chamong Dabe reports.
In order to ensure the satisfaction of customers in public institutions, the federal government established the Service Innovation Unit in all MDAs. This led to the birth of the self-assessment tool in 2021, which was deployed by the staff of BPSR.
The Bureau's independent audit of our processes as an impartial jury is in determining whether the corporation's mandate of protecting depositors and the vision to be one of the best deposit insurers in the world holds true was a welcome development. Performance measurement is critical, and we believe that the self-assessment tool initiative will continue to assist the corporation in evaluating its responsiveness to the current government policies as well as effectiveness in meeting its mandate.
Also speaking at the event is the Director General of BPSR, Daisuke Arabi, who commended the corporation's enthusiasm while undergoing the assessment process.
It is worthy of note that the corporation is the first and the only agency under the supervision of Federal Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, which has opened itself to the deployment of self-assessment tool in line with the directives of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation.
The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, who was represented by the Special Advisor to the President on Policy and Coordination, Habiba Lawal, stressed the critical role played by the public service.
The Nigerian Public Service is the engine for delivering public goods and services, and it is central to promoting social and economic growth. Public service institutions are therefore critical in promoting sustainable and equitable social and economic growth. The administrative capacity of the public service is a key factor in effective implementation of government's policies and programs. The public service sets the framework for economic and political interactions between the state and the citizens and within the different parts of the state structure.
NDIC was branded a Level 5 Platinum organization by the BPSR.
We had 10 thematic areas that we looked at, which include performance management, strategic plan, budget, procurement, transparency and accountability. These are some of the yardsticks that we have used, and we objectively went through the agency and came up with that result.
We were highly elated for being rated platinum level, but I think for us we have a culture of continuous process improvement. So we are going to look at the report closely, most especially on the recommendations, to see where we have some weaknesses so that we can improve on them, so that when next time we are assessed, we will do much better.
The organization also scored above 90% in its assessment, making NDIC the second agency to attain such a level. Chamun Dabeng, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Now, away from Nigeria, the International Atomic Energy Agency has called for the establishment of a security zone around the Ukraine's Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant occupied by Russia and the site of recent shelling. The occupation of the nuclear power plant, Europe's largest, has sparked fears of a nuclear disaster as both sides of the Russia and Ukraine war trade blame for shelling the site. United Nations Atomic Watchdog said that the current situation is untenable in a report on Tuesday after it sent a team to the plant last week. And in sports news, Chelsea have sacked manager Thomas Tuchel after the team's disappointing start to the season, which continued with a defeat in their European opener. Tuchel has paid the ultimate price for the Blues' inconsistent start to the campaign, with Tuesday's 1-0 loss to Dinamo Zagreb in the Champions League proving to be the final straw for the Stamford Bridge board. And that's a wrap on Trust News Update. Watch more via all our social media platforms and also watch us live on YouTube. I am Ayuba Ile. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.